What is going on, guys? How are you? Welcome back to the channel and to another video, and welcome back to what I'm hoping to be a first episode of a new series that I'm trying to introduce to the channel called Raw Unscripted Reviews, where the aim is to get a watch in and also do a quick unboxing and a first initial and an on the spot sort of review. The reason for this is that I'm getting a lot of watches in and some of them don't make it on the channel because there's not enough time to create content for all these things, but also I'm trying to introduce more content to the channel and bring you guys more watches and show you guys more watches, but also at the same time share my initial opinion on a said watch. So this will be the first watch that I'm trying to pilot today. So if you like this series, click a like and subscribe to the channel down below and let me know in the comment section what you think there. So for this, I have my trusty calipers here, which will help me measure the watch in question. I also have scissors, you know, to help us unpack or unbox. And without further ado, let's get into it. So and by hype, I mean when the whole craze with this was in, I was not necessarily excited, but you know, the brand got a bit of a bad rep at the time. But yeah, there you go, guys. It is a Filippo Loreti. And I'm just going to move this here because there might be some details that I don't want you guys to see, like my home address and probably a few other details. Now, in this box, I have probably one of their earliest models, and the brand reached out to me asking if I want to do a review, and I'm not going to say no because I'm always interested to see. And bad rep aside, there was in the past, I'm curious to see what the hype was all about back then. So I asked for one of their earlier models, so to see how that that would stand out and how it present. So yeah, first of all, just a quick look at the box. It's a very standard box. As far as I'm aware, this costs $136, $140 on the website. So link down below. Sorry for my waffle. How do you open this? This is a... So we have a bit of a magnet action here, as you can see. Let's put the scissors aside. Okay, interesting. All right. And this is the watch. What else do you get in the box? Absolutely nothing. Nothing in there anyway. What is in here? Nothing. You get in here, you get a polishing cloth. And that's about it. Let me just put this aside and see what it says here on the side. So it says, welcome to the family. Please register your new Filippo Loreti timepiece for access to premium support team. Okay, so this is brilliant. Now, let's have a look at the watch. So I can't remember what the model number is. Again, I'll leave links down below if you guys want to check it out. But this is one of their earlier pieces. Let me see if you'll have it on the back. No, it doesn't say. I can't find it. But sorry, it's a quartz, so it has one of these tabs here that you need to pull and see if it ticks. No, it doesn't tick, because it doesn't have a running seconds hand. That's okay. So in case you don't remember, Filippo Loreti used to be was one of the mainstream brands, as they would call it. And I think the overall selling point back then was the fact that they were eliminating the middleman. So I think when the whole craze of micro brands started, Filippo Loreti lost a bit of traction back then, but yeah, I mean, they were accused of creating fashion watches and stuff, but if you ask me, I think, in my opinion, each watch with their own, each brand with their own, and everybody's allowed to charge whatever they want for their watches. If people want to buy their watches, that's perfectly fine. If they don't want to buy the watches, that's perfectly fine. I want to have a look through the paperwork that I have here, just for curiosity, to see what watch, what brand, what model number this is, because I don't remember how I have it. So this is the Venice Moon Phase. Venice Moon Phase, Hands of Blue. So this is, yeah, the Venice Moon Phase. Again, I'll leave a link down below to the actual watch. So let's get some dimensions out of the way. So I got my trusty calipers, which is kind of dusty at this stage, I'd say. So we have a case diameter of 39.9, so let's say 40 millimeters, or we're just under 40. We have a lug width, let's check this out. So a lug width of 20, thickness of 9.5. This is a quartz. And what else? We have a lug to lug, let's see this, of, what do we have here? 47.9 roughly. Okay, so let's see, because I think we have a bit of plastic still to peel off, so we can see that dial better. Put this aside, and I think there's a bit of plastic on the back as well. So on a quick analysis, peel the plastic off. Let me edit this part out. So there goes my one take. Okay, that didn't go as smooth as I hoped it would. Yeah, so in terms of specs, again, I'll leave them in the description box below. I don't know exactly what the movement is, but this is a quartz and it has a moon phase. So let me just pull this out and see how that looks like. I see. Okay, so how do you, oh, and it has a button here, so that probably operates one of the other functions. Okay. Interesting. Can't tell you exactly what the quartz is. I don't have any pins here to kind of check that. But yeah, so we have a gold plated, I would say, sort of top part of the case, or the bezel, and the lower part that is silver. I really like the case back engraving here. That's actually quite nice. With Filippo Loreti, it's screwed in. As far as I remember, this has 50 meters of water resistance, and the crystal is mineral, sapphire coated mineral. Okay, so that's actually quite nice. That's quite cool. I say for 136 euros / dollars. Again, links down below. You're getting enough, you know. What I like, the strap actually. So we have quick release spring bars here, which are quite easy to operate. Again, for strap changes, I don't know why you would change this, but it's decent. Actually, at first impression, it's actually better than decent, and I'd say it's probably better than all the other watches that you'd find on the market for 136 dollars. I don't think you have any lume on this, given the style of the watch that we have here, so I doubt it. But yeah, on first impressions, guys, for 136, I do remember, I do remember, I'm not entirely sure, but I think the prices used to be a bit higher than this. I don't know what happened, but I think they did bring down the price a little bit. For me, this is a lovely design. It's a nice dress watch. It is, I would say, probably in what you'd call the fashion watch sort of area. But it's a very more simplistic, clean, sleek design. And to be honest, if you ask me, I would wear this as a day-to-day dress watch. Perhaps, maybe I'll put this probably on a blue strap for that, because on a blue strap on a brown strap, because blue might be a bit too much. But no, I actually can't really fault it for 136 dollars. Again, other things that I would mention probably here, would it come, you know, if you check the website, they do have other models that are slightly more colorful, more over the top, that might not appeal to everyone else. But if you ask me, probably their simpler, earlier designs I'll try and introduce in this video. I'll put some screenshots from the website directly. I would say those models are probably the ones to go for. But yeah, I can't see any immediate on the dial, any obvious or immediate QC issues. It looks quite clean, and I would say probably really quite well made. I mean, for $136. Is there anything else that you'd buy in this category for the price? Perhaps something on AliExpress, another homage or something, if that's something that you fancy. But if you ask me, again, probably I wouldn't overlook this for the price. This is something quite decent and quite nice. So yeah, I can understand the ideas that they had before, and I can understand why people would have been upset probably and consider that they're probably charging too much for what is considered a off-the-shelf sort of design. But I mean, to this day, if you look at it, who doesn't do an off-the-shelf sort of design? I think we've gotten used to this, bang for a buck sort of perspective and bang for a buck sort of idea, where people get lost into, we need to get the most, the automatic watch with a good movement and sapphire crystal and everything and this and that, until we got so fed up, it was so deep into this that we've forgotten to buy the watches that actually look good and we like the way they look. So more or less design over specs. Yeah. If you ask me, I wouldn't pass on this, guys. 136 euros, totally worth it. If you find it on the second-hand market, it'd probably be a bit cheaper, if not. But yeah, check them on the website down below. I'm hoping to get a few more watches from them. My initial first impressions, good strap, more a classic, simplistic design. Totally worth it for the money. So yeah, with that in mind, guys, that concludes my first watch review / unscripted, raw unscripted review, the first episode on the channel. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think about the format. I'm hoping to keep these a bit shorter in the future. Click a like, subscribe to the channel. I really want to hear your opinion, and yeah, thank you very much for tuning in, and I'll see you guys in the next one very, very soon. Bye.